Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the City of Glendale's Memorial Day ceremony. I am Deputy Police Chief Andrew Jenks, and it is my honor to serve as your MC for today's event. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today to pay your respects in this meaningful commemoration. Today, we come together to remember and honor the brave men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice and service to our country. Their courage, dedication, and selflessness remind us of the true cost of freedom.
One, move. 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 Detail. Hold. One, quick. Uniform personnel. Present. On.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I'd like to invite up Sebastian Ochoa to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. Sebastian is the 14-year-old nephew of U.S. Marine Corps Lance Corporal Pedro Barbosa Flores.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing as I would like to invite Glendale Police Department Chaplain Mel Barnes for our Memorial Day invocation.
This is a solemn event for all those that have paid the price and even today are paying the price somewhere in the world. And because of them, we can have meetings and groups like this in public. There are a lot of prayers that are out here, but today on this Memorial Day, we pray for those who courageously laid down their lives for the cause of freedom. May the examples of their sacrifice inspire in us the selfless love of every person that is defending this nation today. Bless the families of our fallen troops and fill their homes and their lives with your strength, love, and grace in Jesus' name. There's just one more thing I'd like to share with you that was written by a major in the Battle of Dak To, South Vietnam, the late 60s. And he wrote this after the intense battle. It's for the fallen. They shall not grow old as we that are left to grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we shall remember them. Major Lawrence Benyon. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Chaplain. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to recognize some of our local dignitaries and distinguished guests joining us here today. Thank you. Representing Congressman Adam Schiff's office is Mary Hovajimian, who has generously provided us with an American flag that has flown over our nation's capital in honor of Memorial Day. Representing Senator Anthony Portantino's office, Arda Chakian. Present with us today is Assemblymember Laura Friedman, Assemblymember Wendy Carrillo, Glendale Mayor Ellen Asatrian, Councilmember Ara Najarian, Councilmember Artie Kasakian, Councilmember Dan Brotman. Councilmember Vartan Garpetian could not be with us for a family emergency today. We also welcome City Manager Rubik Galanian, Glendale Police Chief Manny Sid, Glendale Fire Battalion Chief Andrew Gano, Glendale City Treasurer Rafi Manukian, and retired Police Chief Carl Povolitis. Next, I'd like to invite Glendale Mayor Ellen Asatrian to the stage. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on this solemn occasion. I would like to begin by recognizing our MC, Glendale Police Department's Deputy Chief Andrew Jenks. Thank you for leading the way today. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the family members of our fallen heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice, the members of the public, our local dignitaries, my council colleagues, and staff who are in attendance. Memorial Day is a time for us to remember and honor the men and women who have died in our service to our country. We gather here to reflect on their sacrifices. Their courage and dedication have ensured the freedoms we are lucky to enjoy today. We recently dedicated this very spot, Isabel and Broadway, as Sadao Munamero Memorial Square, a lasting tribute to the Japanese-American legacy in Glendale. This landmark honors the heroism and self-sacrifice of a distinguished veteran and the first Japanese-American Medal of Honor recipient. May his heroism inspire all who pass through this intersection. Today also reminds us of the strength and unity of our community. Together, we support each other and the families of our fallen heroes. But to say that we support also means that we have to continue to push for services. It's not enough for us to just gather on occasions like this. All too often, we see that something may look great on paper, but in reality, there's way too much bureaucratic tape in accessing those services for the families of our fallen soldiers. That also applies to our veterans and the families of our veterans who all too often we see struggling after they return home. May we leave here today inspired to live in a way that honors their sacrifice, ensuring their memory lives in our hearts and actions. At this time, I'd like to welcome Assemblymember Friedman to the stage to say a few words. Thank you.
Good morning. I am State Assembly Member Laura Friedman, and it's an honor to be able to join you today for this very solemn and very important event. And I am really gratified to see so many people out today to honor our nation's heroes. For the families and the friends of those who have fallen who are here today, I want to acknowledge your loss. Today is the day when we all grieve with you, we mourn with you, we see you. Your loss is our collective loss, and your pain is our collective pain. And all of us are here to tell you that you are not bearing that on your own. In fact, I was sitting in the chair looking at this beautiful American flag that's flying above everyone today. And it reminds all of us that we are all of us here, Americans, we all share in this great land. The people who fight overseas and those that we have lost, they were native people, they were immigrants from many nations, some natural born here, and some who chose to make the United States their home. They were Christians, they were Jews, they were Islamics, they were Buddhists, they were atheists. They were of many, many different religions and many different cultural origins. But when they fought together, they were brothers and sisters because they are all Americans. And at a time when it seems like so much divides us, and we all know what that looks like and what that feels like, to be sometimes feeling that we're a divided nation, I hope that today and going forward, we remember that we are all Americans, and there is so much more that unites us than that divides us. And that when the soldiers go into the military, they work as one and they work together. And we owe them at home unity and stability and peace. And we also need to remember that each of us are colleagues and comrades the same way that they were on the battlefield. And we need to see each other as being united under that great flag. And I hope that today we can renew that bond what we have with each other and see each other with empathy and as fellow Americans and fellow patriots. I believe that's the greatest honor that we can give our veterans. You know, I think about my uncle Alan Osmond, who I'm going to get to see next week, who was a combat medic in Vietnam, and what that experience, how it changed him, and what it means to him, and what this country means to him. And next week, I'll also get to see my great uncle, Martin Osmond, who at 99 is one of our last remaining World War II veterans, and what that experience meant to him, and what this country means to him in every moment. And his greatest joy is knowing that this country is strong, that we have peace here, and that we give everybody opportunity. So thanks to all of you for being here today. I know it means the world to those who are grieving today. And again, we are here with you today to honor those that you lost. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor Asaturian and Assemblymember Friedman, for your very thoughtful and thought words. Now I'd like to invite our Glendale Police Explorers for the laying of the roses honoring our fallen heroes.
Right face. Right face. Forward march.
Thank you, Glendale Police Explorers. It is now my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker for today's memorial event. This individual has served our country with distinction as a United States Marine and continues to serve our jewel city as a lieutenant for the Glendale Police Department. Lieutenant Alex Krikorian enlisted in the Marines in January 2001 and joined his reserve unit, Gulf Company, 2nd Battalion, 23rd Marines, 4th Marine Division, later that year after completing recruit training in the School of Infantry. Following the tragic events of 9/11, Alex and his unit were activated and stationed at Camp Pendleton, California, ready to respond to any additional terrorist threats. In December 2003, their active duty status was extended as the battalion deployed to the Middle East, becoming the first complete infantry reserve battalion to support the Iraq War. In March 2003, Alex and his unit advanced into Iraq, engaging in significant battles, including the fierce combat at An Nasiriyah with Task Force Tarawa, and subsequent operations in Al-Gharaf, Al-Fajr, Al-Qut, and An Numaniya as part of Regimental Combat Team 1. Their journey continued to Baghdad, where partnering Fox Company found itself engaged in combat with approximately 200 Fedayeen and Iraqi intelligence combatants. The next day, Gulf Company moved to secure the Iraqi intelligence headquarters from which Fox Company had been attacked the previous day. Once Baghdad was largely secure, Gulf Company and an anti-tank section became part of Task Force Tripoli, which was the Marine Corps' vanguard into Tikrit, Saddam Hussein's hometown. After major combat operations concluded, Alex's unit returned to the United States. He completed his military service as a military police officer at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, while simultaneously beginning his career with the Glendale Police Department. Alex honorably discharged from the Marines at the rank of sergeant with 6 years of dedicated service. Throughout his military career, he earned several commendations, including the Combat Action Ribbon, Presidential Unit Citation, Good Conduct Medal, National Defense Medal, Sea Service Deployment, and numerous campaign ribbons related to the Iraq War and the War on Terror. Please join me in welcoming Lieutenant Alex Krikorian to the stage to deliver our keynote address.
So in preparing for this, it's been really emotional for me, so I hope my words resonate for you as they have for me. Ladies and gentlemen, Gold Star families, elected officials, and distinguished guests, thank you for gathering today to honor and remember the brave men and women who have given their lives to service our nation. On this Memorial Day, we come together as a grateful nation to pay tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice so that we might live in freedom. Our nation is rich with stories of valor and sacrifice, from the top of Mount Suribachi to the beaches of Normandy, to the jungles of Vietnam, the deserts of Iraq, and the mountains of Afghanistan. Countless Americans have answered the call to defend our way of life. They came from all walks of life, from every corner of our country, united in a common purpose: to protect and defend the United States of America. The slabs of granite to my left are adorned with our nation's greatest treasure, our America's dead, our courageous dead. They all have stories. They were family, they were friends, they were heroes whose lives and sacrifices we honor today. We remember not only their courage, but also their commitment. These men and women knew the risks they faced, yet they chose to serve anyways. They believed in something greater than themselves, the principles of liberty and justice and the values that define our nation. They understood that freedom is not free. Servicemen like Sergeant Brian Dunlop, who I had the privilege of serving with briefly, he exemplified that commitment. Sergeant Dunlop first joined the Marines in his 20s. After completing his service, he became a firefighter paramedic with the California Department of Forestry. Wanting to do his part, he re-enlisted and volunteered to be deployed to Iraq. Before he left, I asked him why he would volunteer if he didn't have to go. And without hesitation, he said, "If a Marine has to die, then let it be me." Sadly, Sergeant Dunlop was killed in Al Anbar province by an IED on September 24th, 2005. He was only 34 years old. In one of his last letters home, he wrote, "Almost got whacked again this morning. That makes 5 times in the last 2 weeks. I've lost about 11 guys in my company to injuries. Please keep praying for me so I can make it home in one piece." A Civil War infantry veteran said, "Those who serve in our military have hearts touched with fire. Having known great things, they are content with silence." If you have ever known one of the fallen, you have known greatness. But it is hard to be content with their silence. We miss them. The empty chair on a holiday, empty every day. The photograph that goes wherever you do. The picture fades, but the person in it does not. The young soldier who never got a chance to grow old will always be there to teach us that suffering has meaning. As we stand here, it's important to reflect on what their sacrifices mean for us today. We are the beneficiaries of their bravery. And with that comes a responsibility. We must ensure that their legacy endures. We must live in a way that honors their memory and uphold the ideals they fought to protect. Their fighting spirit persists, passed down through the ranks, and resonates in those who serve today, in the air, on land, and at sea. To the Gold Star families, no words can ever ease your pain. Your loved ones' stories remind us of the strength and resilience of the American spirit. Their courage inspires us to face our own challenges with determination and resolve. Memorial Day, it's not just a day of remembrance, it's a day of recommitment. We must recommit ourselves to the values for which they fought and died for. We must support and care for their families, ensuring that they know their loved ones' sacrifices were not in vain. We must stand by our veterans, providing them with the support that they need as they transition from the battlefield to civilian life. Moreover, we must strive to build a world where such sacrifices are no longer necessary. Let us work towards peace with the same dedication and tenacity with which our fallen heroes fought for. Let us seek understanding and cooperation, both at home and abroad, so we can prevent future conflicts and ensure a safer, more just world for generations to come. Let us honor their memory with our actions. Let us live in a way that is worthy of their sacrifice. And let us never forget the price that they paid for our freedom. In closing, I'd like to echo the chaplain's words with an excerpt from Lawrence Binion's poem titled "For the Fallen." "They shall not grow old as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Thank you. May God bless our fallen heroes, their families, United States of America. Semper Fi."
Thank you, Lieutenant Krikorian. As we bring this Memorial Day ceremony to a close, I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who joined us today. Your presence is a testament to our community and our collective commitment to remembering those who have given their lives in service to our nation. A heartfelt thank you to all who contributed to this event, whether it be your time, refreshments, wreaths. Your generosity and support are greatly appreciated. Today, we have deeply reflected on the sacrifices of our fallen heroes and recognized the profound cost of our freedoms. As we depart from this ceremony, let us steadfastly honor their legacy by dedicating ourselves to service, unity, and unwavering respect for one another. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day, and please join us for refreshments. Thank you.